Okay, step one, we're going to peel the eggplant. Now to do that, we're going to cut off the ends.
Move that.
What? Don't worry, I can edit it. And then we start peeling. Okay. Peeled eggplants. Okay, cut.
Okay.
All right, step two is to slice the eggplants. You can do it this way or this way. If you're good with a knife, you can do it by hand, but I like to use the mandolin. So we're going to start slicing the eggplants. Okay, you don't have to show. Okay, now the eggplant has been all sliced up. The next step is to cut it into tiny strips. I'll just show you, I'll just start a few pieces here. And so basically you want the width of the strips to be the same as the thickness of the strips.
Okay.
All right, so now this is the result of the slicing and the cutting up into strips. You can make them a little smaller than this, but this is what my mandolin produces. Now this is the most important part of the whole procedure. What we're going to do is we're going to layer the eggplant in a strainer, put some salt, more eggplant, a little bit of salt, eggplant and salt. Ooh, a little too much salt. And it's important that you layer and salt. Otherwise, you're not going to get the effect of... The salt is going to take out all the bitterness from the eggplant. And this looks like a good amount for this strainer. Okay, cut.
Okay.
Okay, the next step is very important, and that is to weight the dish. In this case, we're using a cement block, and again, make sure the rim of the dish doesn't hit the side of the colander. Now, as we squeeze out the liquid, there'll be a moment when that could happen. You might have to go to a smaller dish. But anyhow, this is good for now. Okay, and I'm going to add some extra. You could have cans of tomatoes and stuff, but you want to get a good amount of weight on it. That should be fine. Now, at this point, you need to let this sit for about 4 hours. That's how long the process takes. So, I'll see you later. Okay, it's been 4 hours now. And now I'm going to take the weight off of the eggplant. And if you can come in here, I want to see how much juice came out of the. Huh?
It's a lot of juice.
It's a lot of juice.
That's just from salt and slicing the eggplant.
Yeah, so now, the next thing we gotta do.
How many hours did it sit?
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
The next thing we gotta do is we gotta super squeeze. Now, if you don't have the press like I have, you gotta squeeze this with your hand, and it's horrible. But with the aid of my magical little press over here,
This is pretty fancy.
this makes it so much easier. I'm thinking this is made in Italy, stainless steel, no rust, no nothing. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, okay. So this next step, what we're going to do is we're going to take the eggplant and put it into this cylindrical container like this. It'll make
How
it.
many eggplants did you use?
I use those 2 eggplants.
Those 2 giant ones.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Now usually when I do this, I'll make
More.
I have two strainers going. Okay. So now you put him here, and now instead of having to try to press it with your hand, this thing will start doing the job. Okay, turn that over. My arms hurts.
So it's squishing all the liquid out.
Now you're gonna try to squish it, and this is just a one-shot deal. You can actually just squish it all down to nothing.
I see it getting juicy in there. Oh, here goes the juice. It's coming out. Go show the juice, Mom. Go over here and show how it's doing its thing. So all the juice is coming out here.
Now, as I said, if you didn't have this gizmo, you would do this by hand. I've also seen people use potato ricers to do the job. Okay, that's about it.
Okay.
So we'll let it.
Say that again.
We'll let it sit here for about 5 or 10 more minutes. And it's just the pressure is just pushing out the juice, the liquid.
What is this thing called? A squisher?
A vegetable press.
Okay.
You got it from me.
I just don't remember what it's called.
But once it stopped dripping, it's time to
Do you want me to unwind it?
unwind it.
This thing's cool.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
Okay.
So all that eggplant squished down with
All that eggplant.
teeny tiny amount.
The little pieces back.
So you peel it, you slice it, you make it into shoestrings, you layer it in salt,
Right.
and layer, salt, layer, press and let it sit for 4 hours. Then you drain out all the liquid.
Okay, so now what we have to do
Then you
is
break it up.
we have to boil this
to boil that?
Yep. Okay, so the next step, we're going to make a a 50-50 mixture of white wine vinegar and water. So let's put the whole cup. It's a cup and a half.
It's 2 cups.
Whatever. Cups. Okay.
2 cups white vinegar.
And then we put in 2 cups of water. And you bring that to the boil.
Okay.
All right, you can cut. Okay, now the water is boiling, and what we do is we take like a clump of the eggplant, we'll hit the timer, just hit the time for 1 minute. The bottom one, underneath timer, hit that, add a minute.
Okay.
So you put the eggplant into the boiling water, and you let it steep for 1 minute and 1 minute only. Now, if you read recipes for this, everybody has their own way of doing it. Some people will soak this in vinegar for 24 hours. Some people will boil it for more than that. This is just what I have found, and Angela has found also.
Thanks, Amy.
Works well. So it's 1 minute.
I feel like your fire is uneven.
Well, it's not centered. You have to figure out how to get it
Yeah,
centered.
that's better.
Okay, after a minute, you just take out the eggplant. Put in some more. And set that timer again.
Want to turn it on?
So we're going to continue like this until all the eggplant is done. So this is what it looks like when we finish boiling it. Now the next step, we're going to wait until this cools down. Okay, I'd say about 10-15 minutes. So we'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, now the thing is cooled down. We'll go for the second squeezing. So again, we put everything into the dish, hopper, I guess you could call it. Okay, Emily, go for it.
Okay, what is different about the technique this time?
Okay, what's going to be different now is you won't be able to squeeze it all the way down in one shot. You're going to be you'll see that once you hit the eggplant, there's a lot more resistance. So what you have to do is squeeze it down and then wait 5 minutes. Squeeze it down, wait 5 minutes. Squeeze it down, wait 5
So
minutes.
how far should I squeeze it to wait?
Till how far? That's about right. Okay, now we'll wait a few minutes. You can't do everything in one shot. you'll break the machine and you don't get all the juice out of it. And
Okay.
as long as you can twist it easily, then it's okay. And you can see the stuff that's coming out, lots of stuff. That's good. That's our second squeeze. You just, because when you boil it, you get all that liquid in it. When you do it the first time, you've gotten rid of, you've desiccated it to a certain extent. So there's not hardly any liquid left. But now this thing is just full of liquid and you just can't do it in one step. You gotta, and you kind of just wait and see until it stops. And then a couple of more twists, see? You got the knack of it, see?
Okay.
You undo, Emilie? Oh man, this.
There, I got it.
Okay.
Brought a little eggplant up top of
That's
it.
fine. Just dump it back
Whoops.
in. Go ahead. All right, stop. So that's the eggplant that's been squeezed out. These are, now you can use various things to put a little heat into it. You can use pepper flakes. I like to use sliced jalapenos. And this is like 2 or 3 garlic cloves thinly sliced. So the next step is you're going to take the eggplant and put it into a mixing bowl. You're going to put your garlic in. Now you're going to season it with oregano. How much oregano? I don't know. Start with a teaspoon and we'll see how that goes. Okay. We're going to take that and we're going to mix it up now. Let's add some olive oil. And then you taste it. Taste it, see what you think. What it needs. Does it need salt? Does it need more oregano? Does it need more garlic?
It's delicious to me. Maybe a little more salt, a little more garlic. Actually, I think it's good.
I could use a little bit more salt. Now you realize it's going to sit with the jalapenos too. That'll give it a kick. But you got to get the right, hit some salt. That's good. What you think? Good? Bad?
It's good.
Okay. You do this now. What you're going to do is put in a little bit at a time into the jars and then put in some jalapenos. So put a little bit in, maybe a quarter to a third of the jar. Throw in some jalapenos now. a couple of pieces. More, no, more of the stuff. Put some more jalapenos in. Let's just put a little bit more on top. We're not going to make 2 jars. Okay. All right. We'll start another jar. And you could use red pepper flakes too if you wanted to. It's amazing, those 2 huge eggplants. Okay, so we skipped ahead a little bit because we ran out of film. But anyhow, you fill up the jar with the eggplant and the peppers, and then you kind of tap it down, and then you fill it with olive oil. Okay, and the olive oil should be above the level of the eggplant. Okay, I didn't show that in the other video. So once that's done, you cap it, store it in a cool, dry place for, I would say, a minimum of a week, up to 2 weeks. It'll last months. Once you open it, you have to refrigerate it. Other than that, enjoy.